Police in the U.S. state of Ohio have used tear gas to disperse protesters as demonstrations against Donald Trump's immigration ban continue nationwide. That order temporarily barring migrants from 7 Muslim-majority countries from entering America is sparked mass outrage. Large crowds rallied in dozens of U.S. cities over the weekend, and the trouble's still continuing. Meantime, New Inn, one of the world's biggest coffee chains, now is weighing into the row by backing refugees. But the hashtag boycott Starbucks is spreading on Twitter after the company published this. Starbucks CEO declared the company's plan to hire about 10,000 refugees in countries around the globe over the next 5 years. And that initiative will begin in the US, it seems, focusing on hiring individuals who worked with American troops as entrepreneurs and support personnel. Let's take a look at some of the reaction that's got then. Well, a few who now describe themselves as former Starbucks customers suggest the company would do better to hire veterans who need work. Others think that maybe bringing the most qualified employees would be better than hiring someone just because they're a refugee. Don't know what you think about that. And quite a few argue that giving jobs to refugees when unemployment is so high is the wrong move, echoing Donald Trump's America First mantra. There's more. In a sign of more division, Donald Trump now has fired the country's acting attorney general after she refused to enforce his immigration ban. The White House said that she's betrayed the Justice Department. As Murad Gazdiev reports next, protesters may be taking advantage of the ban, though, to vent bigger frustrations against Trump.
This executive order was mean-spirited and un-American.
Isn't it great how so many Americans suddenly like Muslims? So spontaneous as well. Strange, though, how so many people started caring about Muslims all of a sudden. Can't say I remember anyone protesting earlier, like when half the US state governors said that they didn't want Syrian refugees. Or when Barack Obama ordered tough new restrictions on travelers from the 7 Muslim countries all this fuss is about. Trump didn't pick them, Obama did. It's also strange how few of these people were concerned about Syrian refugees before now. Out of 11 million people that fled Syria, the US took in less than 2,000 in half a decade. That's 0.01% of the total. Come to think of it, back in 2011, Obama halted all processing of asylum requests by Iraqi refugees for 6 months in the name of security, and no one seemed to mind. This might sound crazy, but it's almost as if the people protesting now don't really care about Muslims. It's almost as if they're just using Muslims as an excuse to protest against Trump.
Trump is a useful stick figure for them. It's worrying, and they shut down freeways sometimes and shut down streets. They'd love to shut down the airports. I think they're motivated by hate. Hysteria will get worse, and who knows what that results in. Does it result in riots? Does it result in a lot more violence? They feel that anybody who's against them is morally evil, and you can do anything to them. So that's pretty much the view of the far left throughout history. Not good.
Okay, the travel restrictions notwithstanding, have you heard about how Trump is silencing everyone?
This gag order for people who work at the EPA is also not a solitary case. This appears to be part of a broader gag order initiative that the new administration is pursuing with multiple federal agencies.
It's everywhere. The media says Trump is gagging agency after agency, preventing them from speaking out. Here's a little clarification. This is what the Environmental Protection Agency says.
A fresh look at public affairs and communications processes is common practice for any new administration, and a short pause in activities allows for this assessment.
This is what has happened at the transition of every administration. It's just a pause.
A pause so that the new administration can get its bearings. False alarm, right?
The fact that the media are so openly one-sided has hurt them and I would say helped Trump. They are purveyors of fake news. The old media are, in fact, worried about their futures. They see their ratings, TV ratings going on, their circulation of their publications going down. My guess is they know they're through.
All right, excuses, excuses. Have you read the Washington Post? Apparently, the entire State Department administrative team has resigned under Trump. All of them, according to the headline. Journalists, as always, rightfully outraged. And these are the more civil tweets. In fact, someone came up with a chart showing all the State Department bosses, and they even highlighted the entire administrative team that left. Yeah, that's it. All 4 of those. Not really the entire administrative team. Not even really a third of it. And it's actually pretty normal for this to happen when the president changes. But hey, it's your own fault. You were reading the Washington Post, right?
Not one network person has been let go. Not one silly political analyst and pundit who talked smack all day long about Donald Trump has been let go. They're on panels every Sunday. They're on cable news every day.
Well, what can you say? If it's getting clicks and keeping the bosses happy, why not? Ethics? Pfft. Welcome to 2017. It's the post-truth age.